Everyone, this is Joel
and Noah from the Wealth is Health podcast.
This podcast is a conversation of our journey to financial health.
We think working till 65 just ain't it, and just like you, we're trying to make sure that never happens.
And if you're interested in letting us know what you're trying to do to achieve financial health and want to join us in our journeys, join the discussion on our Facebook at the Wealth is Health podcast.
Let's tap in.
Everyone, welcome back to the Wealth is Health podcast. Today's episode, we have Jayson back again. We're going to actually get more into our conversation about his house hack, what's going on. There's really no structure for today's episode, to be honest. Just hearing what.
Since there's no structure, can I
Yeah, so you can already derail us. Yeah, no, start off.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like it's only right if we do a whole introduction reviewing Lil Durk and Lil Baby's new album, right?
Yeah, I mean that sounds.
That's
good
not
too.
The main topic today.
I guess that sounds all right too.
Well, do you want to talk about how Lil Baby came at you, or came at us?
Me?
Well, it's about the whole pod, and Jay, you've been on the pod, so now I feel like you have to be personally offended as well. To be honest.
I have personally been victimized.
Are we going to talk about the line?
Baby.
Bro, this dude, I didn't even see this until just now, to be honest with you. I saw it, but
Go
I was
ahead,
like
bro.
doing something.
Read it to them. Read it to
I
them.
get offended when they tap in, bro. That's crazy. That's
I don't know,
us.
bro. I don't know why he sneak dissed us, because that's crazy. Like,
I don't think
easily
Jason's
just
a
added
Negro,
us.
though, so.
What?
I'm pretty
could
sure
be.
we're straight.
Oh no, you're gonna have to repeat
I don't
that.
think he's affiliated with the gang. I don't think Jason's affiliated with the gang. So
I don't know,
think
bro. He has a whole bandana on right now. He looks like
That's
he's
facts.
affiliated with a gang.
That's very facts.
So, yeah,
Dang,
I
so
mean,
why do you say that? Like, why do you say that? That really hits.
that's crazy because it's like he has our number, so he could have easily just called us if he really had
Yeah,
it.
it kinda makes
Like
me
if he
feel
was
like I
actually
just wanna-
offended.
Yeah.
But how about this? So if we get 10 likes
Bro, should
on
we just
this
end the
on this
podcast
episode.
right
Nah, chill. If we get 10 likes on this, then Joel has to give a response to Lil Baby, like a rap
That's
response.
it?
Yeah, 10 likes. That's it.
now? Yeah, we're just starting now, bro. We gotta stay consistent.
That sounds like
This isn't even
clickbait.
for them. What? Bro,
Just name it Lil Baby response video.
That's what I'm saying. If I named it like Lil Baby sneak dissed us in this song, now that'd be some clickbait. 'Cause this
He
is
really
all
did.
about you, Jayson. So I'm gonna name
But
it
at least-
Jayson. What?
Nah, go ahead. I'm a chill.
I had nothing important to say.
I was gonna say at least Jay-Z and Nas gave us a shout out on Sorry Not Sorry. If you know, you know.
Yeah, facts.
He paused the beat and everything. Say, yo, health is wealth.
Health is wealth, but he didn't say the
You know
right
what I mean?
words. He didn't say it in the right way.
Bro, but we knew what he
Exactly.
meant, bro. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But yeah.
that's true.
We can actually get to the topic for real now.
All right, so today, you know what? I'm gonna start off with some updates before because I haven't been
Whoa.
present for a while. Probably for the last 2 weeks, I haven't been going to the Wednesday meetings, and that's just because I've been.
Because you just don't care about us anymore.
I don't care about them, yeah. So I'm basically done with my journey.
You're too big
I
for
took
us
all
now.
my
It's
money
cool.
and I gambled it off. I actually just bought a new car because I'm just a liability factor. Nah,
You
for
bought a
real
Wraith?
though. Yeah, I bought a Wraith. Yeah, down payment though. I put $7,000 on a 1% down payment, bro. So
Nice.
nah, but for real though, I've been doing work orientation. So we're out here working every single day. Yeah, that's really it. So every day I have like no free time, to be honest. Like I'm struggling to even edit last week's podcast because we have just no time. This is the first time in the week that we actually have some sort of free time. So it's crazy. And I'm starting my internship next week too. So I'm going to have really no time. And if the editing starts getting trashed, it's because I had to pass it off to Noah because I just need help. So, he might get his Windows Movie Maker type thing and try to do what he can do.
Alright, bro.
but,
Why you
it'll
have to
never
like...
be up to my
Wait,
level.
what do you
I'm
use
so-
to edit?
I use Final Cut Pro, but I have a Mac though. That's why. So like the
Okay,
Mac
bro.
is like,
I have a Mac too.
yeah, that's a lie. You got
I
a Mac
have
10?
a Mac.
That must be what you're trying to say.
You
You do not have a Mac, bro. You're lying.
Yes,
Oh, really?
Jay,
Nah,
do
you
I
get
have a Mac?
Yeah, you get a Mac.
What,
Exactly.
2015?
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, like
2012?
1989.
1980, bro.
It's
That's
still a
all
Mac
I'm
though.
gonna
A
hear.
Mac is a Mac. A Mac is a
That's
Mac.
right.
What
A
you
Mac
talking
is a
about?
Mac. All right, just get that new software update. Let me know if it's good. All right.
Yes, sir.
Big sir.
Yep.
All right, but
That-
that's
no,
that's
that's-
it. I
that's
mean,
the new
that's
software
actually not
update,
it.
but-
That's a lie. All right, for the during this time though, I've been looking up basically just ways to do this rental arbitrage thing. It's such a force. I've been looking up mad properties. I have one property. I'm not gonna say the address, and it opens up in July.
Can we have the
for
zip code at
viewing.
least?
Yeah,
What's
it's
the
in
social
Newport.
security number?
Yeah.
71374. Social security number of who, Jason? Who?
This man.
Of
The
a
property,
landlord, bro. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Nah, but for real though, the property's in Newport. It's trying to rent out for 2,500, 2,800. If I could sign a 1-year lease on that property when I view it in July, I'd be souped. I talked to them about corporate rentals already, and they were like, okay, that's fine. Just come view the property whenever you have it ready. And they even said like the newer property would probably be better. And I was like, all right, like let me know when I can come see it. You'll sign that lease. So that's on July 1st. In other news, I know I told you I'm getting surgery next week for my ACL tear, but I'm actually gonna get it in August because I just cannot like be out of work, which is why again like I'm trying to be financially free so I can always say like yeah I'm just gonna get surgery next week and do whatever I want. But because I'm not there yet, I actually have to do work and I can't be taking time off right now, I guess.
I just think it's crazy that it's like you're putting like your job before everything else in your life.
That's
after all the stuff that you were preaching in your episode.
I know. But listen, cool. Another reason though is because it's actually good to do PT
to have a job?
Surgery. No, it's not have a job. It's good to do PT before surgery because I can actually it can make it recovery a lot faster. So I've been doing some PT so I can actually survive. I guess heal properly because apparently if you don't, like 5 years down the line, you start feeling some pain, have some arthritis. I don't need that at 25.
So by PT, you're saying you're doing part-time work, like on the side?
Yeah, bro. I'm doing some part-time work on the side, working the internship part-time too. So. Nah, but it's crazy because we're doing like 40. I'll be doing a lot of hours of work next week, so we'll see. But to be honest, they feed me here, so that's really all I need to live. So I'm chilling. Like that's like my entire expense, bro. So I'm all set. And they give us like $900 to spend on whatever we want for food for the month. And I just went to the grocery store and just bought some groceries. Hopefully it'll last me the next week.
Top ramen and Little Debbie's.
I start myself. Nah. I'm actually cooking out here. I got some beef.
Fried bologna sandwiches.
Fried bologna sandwiches. We in luxury. Some
grilled
cheese sandwiches, bro. But yeah, that's my update. I'm passing on to Noah.
Oh wait, I didn't even know that we're doing updates for real.
Quick updates, quick.
All right, so I'll do a quick one then. I'm gonna have a real one next week though, because I actually wanted to kind of go off. But I guess for this one, I just have not closed on the property sale. It's mad annoying. I actually just had to sign another extension for June 9th. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if I got another extension after that. So, but yeah, I mean, at least it's not on me. That's what people are saying. At least it's not on you. But to me, I don't care who it's on. Like, I just want to be in my property, to be honest. But yeah, so for real, for y'all that don't know or didn't listen to the last episode, what I'm waiting for is for the sellers to get the smoke certification done on the property. But that's it. Everything with the loan is all set. So, yeah. I don't know if Jay wants to give a little update.
Nah. This whole podcast is Jay's update.
Thanks.
This whole podcast.
Oh, that's fair.
Is that a Sharingan in your shirt, Jay?
Huh?
Is that a Sharingan in your shirt?
Hell yeah, boy.
That's fly. That is fly. All right, Jayson. It's time for you to shine. All right?
Part 2.
Time to hear about part 2, but this is going to be the real part.
Yeah, that's the real part. The other was just
we'll stay on topic.
That was
this
the
time.
intro, man. Yeah, maybe.
Wait, what's the topic again?
Exactly. I don't even know what the topic is. Site house hacking. We want to know. We want to know everything about house hacking, like how you pick your property, everything. All right.
All right. So to start off again, like what house hacking is, I'll just start right from the beginning. House hacking is when you hack your living expense. So you want to try and live either for free or relatively free. So how I personally did that was I decided to buy a multifamily property. It's a 3-unit. So I moved into one of the floors and I'm renting out the other 2. There's a couple different ways you can house hack. You can either do it the method that I have, which is buying a multifamily, or you could buy a single family home and you could rent it out by the units, or I should say, buy the rooms and have roommates. You can get real fancy with it, and you can do things like buy a house and then live in a trailer on the property. You know.
That sounds like trash. No
trash. But I did think about doing it. I was gonna buy a mini house,
Tiny house.
tiny house, and I was gonna pull that up in the parking lot back here and live in that. But
Bro, that sounds unacceptable. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you, bro. That's something that I would actually do.
you definitely
Bro,
would.
Like for real.
Remember
yeah,
the dude in the
I would
property
do
when you
it
were looking
100%.
for properties, Noah? Remember the dude in the property, Noah, who was in the basement? He made his own like room in the basement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
on one of the properties I was looking at in Providence.
People be doing that though.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if they can make it so that way they're cash flowing positively, they're getting, a positive amount of money coming in every month. Then
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy from the house hacking strategy, Craig Curlop, in one of his properties, he literally didn't even have a room at one point. Like he rented out all the rooms in his property, and he just lived in like the living room.
yeah,
And
he put
set
like
up,
a little curtain and shit.
Yeah, and that was
That's
it.
crazy,
it's
but he did
it's
it.
bread.
He did
Yeah,
it.
and some people they don't even actually like. They might not even like do a long term rental. Some people will like Airbnb rooms or Airbnb units, and sometimes get way more money.
Didn't Craig do that? Didn't he like live in one of the rooms but Airbnb'd it, and then he stayed in the living room at one point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I think he Airbnb'd every property that he was house hacking. Like
Yeah,
he
he
would
did.
have some long term tenants, some Airbnbs. But yeah,
All right. So to go back to it, so that's what I'm doing. I bought my first property like February 1st, 2021. So I've been here for a couple months. I bought my property in East Providence. Paid 300.
Rhode Island.
Yeah.
For y'all that don't know,
I paid $350,000 for it.
out of pocket.
Out of
I'm
pocket. Nah, but I did FHA financing with a down payment assistance program.
You did.
Yeah.
That's how much did you get off from the down payment assistance?
The state of Rhode Island gave me $10,000 for.
10 rags. Ho.
But
So how
that's-
much did you actually have to put down at all,
So
like
I
including closing
did
costs
have,
and everything?
including no. So I didn't have to put down anything for closing costs. I had to put down $2,500. So with an FHA loan, they want you to put down 3.5%, and 3.5% of 350 was like $1,250. So the 10,000 minus 1,250 is 2,500. So I did have to put a little bit of money down.
That makes me sick to my stomach, to be honest.
So you mean to tell me that you paid $2,500 to control an asset that's worth $350,000?
I did.
So you're telling me right now?
Let's
I could
sip
do
to
the same thing as you, Airbnb
That's
my
crazy.
properties. I could just Airbnb the properties after getting that right.
Like I don't know why you got the whole $10,000. You sold your whole portfolio, sold half of your soul. You only had to put $2,500 down, bro.
Exactly.
That was it.
2,500, bro.
Yeah, and then you would have had 3 units to rent out. No, I'm playing because you would still have to
No,
furnish
that
it and all
is-
that.
Exactly, bro. But I'm saying like I could just furnish it as cash keeps flowing in. Could
In
easily
most
furnish
cases,
cash keeps
though,
flowing
in most cases, say like we weren't in the market that we're in now, where it's a seller's market and everything is.
What is
so
a seller's market?
A seller's market is when there is a low demand of properties, so the seller actually has the upper hand, and they can charge whatever the hell they want for their property, basically.
Yeah, low supply or whatever. I think it's defined by like 1 to 3 months that like a property typically stays on the market if it's a seller's market.
Yeah, low supply,
Y'all can
high
fact check
demand.
that though. I could definitely be wrong. We gotta get Elijah on the pod to talk about it at some point. But basically, yeah, houses are just being bought so quick. So yeah, the sellers have a lot of power.
For sure.
So what I'm hearing is I'm gonna buy a property in Narragansett. All right, not even a
Next to
not even
Caprice.
next to Caprice. Not even a triplex. I'm gonna buy like a nice duplex or even a single family home, right? Get down payment assistance. They take off $10K. Get that FHA loan. Oh shoot, that would not work actually. Nah, you know what? It would work. Down payment assistance program. Rent out the basement unit on Airbnb. Have that pay for my mortgage, and chill.
And realistically, you're not going to pay $350,000, so you will not have to put any money down.
Exactly.
A lot of
Okay,
people
so-
don't realize that, every state, they have their own down payment assistance program, and it varies by amounts, but what I've seen is the minimum in the states that I've looked is $10,000. It's always $10,000. Some states it's higher, like Massachusetts. They pay up to $25,000 in down payment assistance. So you really don't be having to put money down. So when you're ready to buy a house,
But can you talk about? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say when you're ready to buy a house, look into these programs, ask around. That's why it's really good to do your research and try and network with people that be doing the things that you want to do, because you could have saved yourself $10,000. Imagine right now that you wanted to buy a house, but you were into the crypto game, and you had $10,000 to play with, because you didn't have to put that down for a down payment on the house. Bro, you could exponentially grow your wealth. Exponentially.
And put it into Dogecoin, right?
Dogecoin to the moon, baby.
Exactly.
Nah, I ain't in that.
I mean, we have some people in some of our masterminds that are in it, so
Yeah.
Really?
shout out to them. Yeah, what do you mean? I know someone that came up for real. Eddie,
That makes me so.
and you have to talk to Eddie soon about rental arbitrage, by the way. But he came up tens of thousands of dollars in Doge.
That's
so.
right. He was
so it
holding
works.
that shit. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think he got it before it was even a penny.
He did.
I think.
That's crazy.
He did. That's
Alright.
wild.
All right,
But yeah,
back to
I was
what
gonna
you're
say
saying.
I was gonna say shout out to me for having to pay $11,000 in closing costs.
Hey,
You can sip to
wait,
that
so
too.
I'm confused on how this down payment assistance just didn't apply then.
No. So,
No, the down payment assistance applied, but you still have closing costs.
but if you have a realtor, if you communicate with your realtor and have them communicate with the seller, you can tell them to roll the closing costs into the loan. How you can do something like that is say you're closing. Let's make it very easy. You're buying a house for $100,000. Your closing costs are going to be $10,000. You tell the seller, hey, listen, I know you want $100,000 for the house. On paper, say that you sold the house to me for $110,000, and then that $10,000, you write a check and apply that to the closing costs. That's a way to do it, or you could roll it in. There's a lot of different ways to finesse the system. You just
I
gotta
understand
know.
exactly what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I actually
That doesn't even
asked
sound like
a
a
minute.
finesse
I
thing.
asked a minute ago about it, but I guess at that point it was too late for whatever reason. So I was like, all right, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't
I thought
know
my-
when you have
you know
to
what I mean?
do it, but
I mean, next time I'll ask like off the rip. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
for me it was
like
off
before
the-
I'm even like looking at a specific property, because I had already kind of confirmed that I wanted a certain property by the time it got brought up. So
Okay. Yeah.
whatever, I'll know for next time.
So
You know
for
what I mean?
me,
Either way, paying basically $11,000 to control
it's
something
still
that's worth
so
hundreds
worth
of
it.
thousands of dollars, and I'm gonna be not only living for free but getting paid to move out.
Yeah.
I'm not really that mad about it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just gonna say. So like when I had that like contingency in my offer. So like when I made my offer, we told the seller that it was like $7,000 was gonna go to like a seller credit towards closing costs.
Seller concessions or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
To talk more about my property, again, I bought in East Providence as a 3-family.
How'd
Does
you
it meet
find
the 1% rule?
The 1%.
Oh, actually, answer Joel's question.
How did
first,
I
my
find
fault.
it? So, trying to find a property in this market is pretty tough, especially like when you want to find it, when you want to have certain criterias met.
Yes, sir.
I found mine through the MLS. I'm sorry. I found mine on Realtor.com. And it was actually under contract. And I was like, damn, this would be a really good property. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it was in the exact location that I did want.
Why was it not exactly what you wanted?
Because right now, again, it's a 3-unit. First and second floor are 2 bedrooms, and the third floor is a 1-bedroom. I wanted to move into the property and live on the 3rd floor because that's where I'm going to get the least amount of rent. But because I work from home, it would just be too much of an inconvenience not to have an office. So,
Makes sense.
So that's why it didn't fully meet my criteria, but in other ways it did. So I decided
In what ways?
to purchase it. In what ways? The
You
basement.
want to deal with an eviction, so
No, not even that. I'm talking about just the numbers. Like when you're deciding, like, all right, this is actually like this might be a good deal. Like if it meant the 1% rule and all that stuff.
Yeah. So couple things. One being there was at the time there was only this one and one other property. There was three deals in East Providence. One was the property that I purchased, which was $350. There was another one at the end of the same street for $389, but it not only was it more expensive, but the layout was really weird. It was like a 3-bedroom, and then it had like 2 studio apartments and I don't know, some weird shit like that. I can't fully remember, but it's irrelevant because I didn't buy it. And then the other deal was actually this guy was selling 2 3-units and a single-family home as a package deal, and he wouldn't sell them individually. So really, it was between this one and the one at the end of the street, and this was the better deal. So.
And how much does your property rent for?
So
a month.
Market
Total.
rents out here are, if you're looking at like an updated unit, a first floor you're looking at like $1,600. A second floor you're looking at about $15, sometimes still $16, and for like a third floor, a one bedroom, you're looking at anywhere from, $900 to $1,200.
So if you had to just put a number on like the total a month,
what
you get, or like a range?
What I could be getting if I wasn't living here?
Yeah, if you weren't living there. Yep.
$4,000 a month.
Yeah. So clearly that meets the 1% rule.
Yeah.
If he's buying it for $350 and it could rent for like $4,000 a month.
And I've done a lot of work to my units, so they've been updated. So I'm definitely going to get higher tier rents.
Yeah. So I was talking to them in like when we did kind of like a deep dive episode on house hacking, that you want to make sure that you're analyzing the property as like a true rental for when you move out to actually understand if it's really a good deal or not.
Yeah.
So we spoke about the 1% rule. So for that to be a good deal, like something that he could utilize is being like, all right, so let me make sure that if I'm buying it for $350, it could at least rent out for $3,500 a month. But the fact that it could actually rent out for potentially $4,000, and he's only paying $350, that makes it like really attractive. So I understand like why you would go for that property,
and
especially in that area, because East Providence is like a nicer area.
Absolutely,
as well.
And I'm within honestly like a 2-minute walk to the on ramp. So. And then it's in downtown.
Location, yo.
Right? Might as well give us the exact address.
There's only like 2 spots in East Providence that have multifamilies. There's like 2 neighborhoods. So
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
That's what it comes down to.
But yeah, a couple other things about the property is that the basement's partially finished. It is something that I would like to do. In a sense of refinishing that and bringing in a tenant for additional cash flow. So I'll really be beating that 1% rule. I would like to get that basement rented out at some point after I refinance. And then I got a pretty big parking lot, which is pretty rare out here because there's a lot of on-street parking. There's not much off-street. Big enough to the point where my neighbor has a whole house in their parking lot. Like it's a big lot. So
big enough to the point where Joel was literally nodding with a big smile on his face because he's like, "Dang, like I could ball up back then." When he came through, he's like, "Dang, we could set up a court."
You
like,
literally could, like you could definitely put up.
We could play 21. I can get crossed up by Elijah again.
No. See, that's
tear my other ACL.
Right. I'm playing. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I'm very happy with the property that I chose, and
really good property, guys.
Yeah,
it is a good property.
Yes, sir.
It is a nice property.
It was a headache in the
what about the
beginning,
property? Exactly. Can you talk about that? Like, why was it a headache?
Yeah. So
Wait. Nah,
realtor-
but
what
before that,
realtor
I
you
want
use?
to talk about the realtor. Yeah, why you chose like the type of realtor that you chose and
All
how
right.
you actually went about finding.
So let me start off with the whole process of buying a house, how I did it. So I did my research, and I knew that I wanted to take part in the down payment assistance program. So the first thing I did before anything was I took the courses necessary in order to receive that funding. I took a landlord course and a home buying course for Rhode Island. They both took me like a half hour. It was just multiple choice questions online. Yeah, it wasn't long. Half hour each. But I received my certification after I
And
did
one of
that.
them is free, right?
Yeah.
Both of yours
Free
were free,
for-
right?
No, so
Okay.
I'm
trying to
pretty
find
sure
if I got
that
finessed.
I'm pretty sure that the landlord course was like $20.
Okay.
Okay.
But the home buying course was free.
First time home buyer course.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, I did that because I wanted to be proactive, and I know that I would have had to have done that during the whole process of actually obtaining the loan. So let me just get it done now. So I did that, and on the Rhode Island Housing website, they had like their top lenders that they work with. So I decided to work with the top lender. Just my whole thing that I wanted is during this process was I wanted it to be as smooth as possible. That's why I was very proactive and why I did things before I had to do them. Did that work out for me in the end? No, but we'll get there.
Going forward, you would have used our guy, right, Joey?
Going forward, yeah, but I didn't know him before.
Yeah.
At that
Of
time,
course.
at that time, I did not know Joey.
But I'm just saying, if y'all need a lender, he lends in multiple states. We have a guy.
Facts,
Let us
like-
know.
Joey
Reach
has
out.
definitely changed
guy.
my mindset
Top tier.
completely when it comes to lending, and I refer anyone that could possibly even be thinking about buying a house to Joey, because that he really is the GOAT for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Different.
And most lenders are idiots, bro. They're trash. Horrible.
and they just look at you like a number, like yeah, you
Yeah.
gonna buy a house? Okay, like now I'm gonna get you in. I'm gonna push you out the door so I can get my commission check. And it's just not like
Yep.
that with Joey. And you know, I've sent a lot of people to him that like a couple of them don't even have jobs. And I'm like, I know that they want to buy a house, so I tell them to reach out to Joey, and he's like, all right, this is what you're gonna do.
That sound kinda
Let's get a little
And
plan.
he brings people to us as well, and he's actually willing to set us up with, like, he calls them, like, young professionals or whatever, so he's trying to link us with, like, financial advisors, CPAs,
For sure.
all that type of stuff. So you want to find a lender like that, we already have one, so let us know. But, yeah, go ahead.
We were not sponsored by Main Street Mortgage for this podcast.
No, sir. I wish, bro. I'm trying to get a
Hold
check.
on, maybe we could get. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we need to ask him about a
little
referral code or
something,
something, bro. Let me get my affiliate marketing game on.
Right?
Facts.
But go ahead.
But yeah, so I went with the top lending institution, which was First Home Mortgage. I do not recommend them to anyone listening to this podcast. It was
Foolishness.
it was trash. It was absolutely trash.
That's
No,
Whoa,
that's the
chill.
realtor.
Nah, chill. We can't even use his name, bro. We can't use his name.
I'll bleep it. I'll bleep it.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, I went through Main Street Mortgage, and it was just atrocious, dude. It was just absolutely atrocious. So
Why?
again, I'm gonna roll back to when I said that I wanted to be proactive during this process because I wanted to be as easy and smooth as possible. Anyway,
Sounds
so
like it was not easy or smooth, man.
I had
Not at all, bro.
I had
Neither. Neither.
they done gave me like 9 mortgage extensions because they couldn't verify my employment. At one point, bro, they said to me, they said, we can't get in touch with anyone that can verify your employment. Can you do some legwork for us? Can you?
No way, bro.
Bro,
I said, yo, can you bless?
I literally said, I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe I have to do this. So mind you, I sent a couple emails stating how ridiculous that was, and then it was still be an issue. So I called my lender and I said, I just want to settle this right here, right now, and how ridiculous this is. So you need me to verify my employment because I told you that I worked at this place. Okay. So you want me to call them and ask them if I worked there, and then call you and tell you that they said that I worked there. And
You
the
said,
answer was yes.
let me show you how it's done.
So I said, what is the difference between me telling you months ago that I worked there and me calling them now and telling you that I worked there? Well, that's the answer that I got.
He said, if you know, you know.
It just made absolutely no sense. It was trash. I almost lost the opportunity to buy this property multiple times because of it.
How many extensions did you have to get?
I got 9 extensions.
You know how many extensions I got with Joey when it comes to the lending side? Zero. My extensions are because of the trash ass sellers.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all.
So I put my offer in on the property mid-October, bro. And again, I closed on the property like February 1st. That is ridiculous.
That's crazy, bro. When I first came to the meetings like the end of November, and I remember you were saying you were trying to close on the property.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Months later.
Yeah, months later.
Hey, I finally got in. By the way, had it under contract for how long?
Yeah. But let's keep going with this. Let's keep going with this. So,
okay.
No, I think we should stop right here, to be honest. I think we're good. I think they have enough.
Thank you, Jayson, for coming on the podcast.
They have their actionable steps, you know what I mean? Find a great lender. Oh, we didn't talk about the realtor yet.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting into. The lender that I worked with put me on to a realtor. The reason that I didn't
by the name of
I want to bring it back to this. I had a realtor I was working with before, and the reason that I didn't end up, because I told you I wanted this to be a smooth process, I had everything ready, but that realtor was not getting back to me on time when I was asking them questions. So when I went to talk to my lender, mind you, we had a great conversation. Meeting him in person was awesome. Really cool guy. It wasn't until after all that. But anyway, so I formed a good relationship with him. I started to feel as if I could trust him. And he put me on to a realtor. And that's why I decided to go with the individual that he put me on to.
So actually, to clarify, it probably wasn't even really the loan officer that was trash. It was probably the underwriter.
No, it was a loan officer. It was a loan officer.
Oh, it was?
Because it's his...
never mind. Take all that back.
It's his job. It's his job to make sure that the loan gets from A to Z. And if he has to step in and intervene, then he has to step in. And he needs to make sure that it gets to Z. And he didn't. Or he didn't do enough. It comes down to him. It does. And that's, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but a couple of people that I talked to that were more knowledgeable in the field than I was, they told me, no, that's all on him. So that's what it be. But anyway, so I got a realtor. Damn, I don't know how to say all this now.
Why? Because you might dox him?
He bamboozled you, bro.
Because
just say it.
It's just like, no, it's not even like that. It's just I don't know how to talk about it without like mentioning names. Like
That's what I'm saying.
It's difficult.
Just give him a fake name, yo. Call him Frank.
Just be like, Mans. Just say Mans.
Like, my man
so Mans said this.
All right, so I got my realtor.
Say your boy.
And
Joel's boy specifically.
What? My boy would never mess up the gang like that, bro. Play like that.
So just say Caprice. For any realtor that we say, just say Caprice. I'll play it. Go ahead.
Anyway, so I got the realtor. I started working with that individual, and
he owns rental properties and all that, right?
He owns rental properties, and that's one thing.
And why is that important?
Why is it important to have a realtor that owns investment properties? Because you can ask them the questions that you need answered, and they're going to give you the correct answer. And they're not going to say,
because they do this.
I don't know. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Again, they're going to know because they're doing it, like Noah said. So that's very important. I will never work with a realtor that's not an investor because I'm never not going to buy investment properties. So
I was gonna say too, if I could just add, because people ask, people have asked me too, like, yo, so like, why are you so stuck on working with someone that's either like they own multiple rental properties or like they're at least investor friendly, like they're known for working with investors. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's because it's not just about like the realtor. Like anyone could just, well, not anyone, but any realtor could probably just like write up the offer and whatever. But it's like, I'm gonna be asking for more information, and I want to be actually like plugged into like your network, you know what I mean? Like if I need contractors, if I need like the CPA that you're using, like other members of my team, or even just like networking opportunities. Like I know that you go to like networking events specifically for real estate investors that you can put me onto. It's like that whole package versus someone that's just writing the offer.
And
in my opinion,
I firmly believe in you are who you surround yourself with. So if you could build that network and you could build it with people that are smarter than you and that know more than you, then you're just gonna succeed, and that's just what it is. So if you get in with or at least if it aligns. So if you're gonna get in with a new realtor, and they're gonna plug you in with new people that are also investors, you're gonna continue to be an investor. So.
Especially as a first-time house hacker, like if you're maybe a little bit more experienced, or at least maybe you know other like a lot of other people or whatever that have been in the game, so you don't really need someone that can kind of like bless you with certain information and kind of fill in the gaps. If you don't need that, then maybe it's whatever. But if you're kind of new to the game, then I would personally suggest using someone that's, like I said, either investor-friendly at least, or, and by investor-friendly I mean they're known for working with a lot of investors, or they like actually own at least a couple rental properties themselves.
I wouldn't suggest working with anyone that's not an investor. That's personally. That's personal. For your first
that's real.
deal,
That's real.
For your first investment deal, absolutely not. I wouldn't, but that is my opinion. That's what it is. So.
But continue the story about your realtor.
Anyway, so yeah. So I only looked at one property, and it's a property that I purchased. So came to the property. I put an offer in while I was looking at the property because there was a couple other people here, and I was not going to have this deal snatched on me. Ain't no way. So I also come from a background of construction. So my dad has been a mason for 20 plus years and a general contractor, so I know a lot of things. Therefore, when I was here walking around, I can see the potential and I know what it's going to cost me to do certain things. So halfway through the walkthrough, I'm like, all right, like we're good. Like this is the house I want. So I put in the offer.
Wait, sorry. Real quick, and if you don't know that stuff yourself and you don't have a realtor that owns rental properties, then that's when you're someone like me. No, chill out, bro. That's when you have a mastermind group and you can FaceTime someone like Jayson, like I did when I was looking at certain properties, and I was like, hey, so does this look okay to you? Like, this is right. Like the foundation is like safe, like it's gonna hold up for a while.
That's
what I was doing, because I don't know anything about anything actually. But
that's okay. That's okay. You don't need to know everything. And something that I would suggest that Noah also did later on in his home search was have a general contractor come with you. It doesn't hurt to have that peace of mind. Okay, so you're gonna dish out an hour of their time, their hourly rate, they're probably going to charge you $100. But you're going to pay $100 and feel comfortable while walking through this house. It's definitely worth it. I would highly suggest it if you don't know about shit.
So, see, like I just can't keep that in.
The realtor that I had actually didn't even charge me. I had a general contractor come to multiple properties with me that I was looking at, and she didn't charge me anything.
She was cool.
Yeah, and she still gave me quotes, which was dope. Yeah, she is a little bit scary, but that's good in my opinion. But that's besides the point. Go ahead.
So I put my offer in halfway through the walkthrough, and the seller actually accepted my offer before I even walked out the driveway. So that was cool. That was really cool.
Fire.
That's super exciting.
And you paid listing price, right?
I paid $1,000 over.
Wait, $1,000.
$1,000.
Golly, bro.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So it was listed for $349. I paid $350.
That's fire. For East Providence, like, that is actually incredible. When you
Yeah.
really think
Let
about
me
it.
tell you what the listing price is right now for a 3-family. $400,000.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So
That sounds
Wait,
like
so the
instant
market's just
equity to
getting
me.
worse, bro.
worse. It's getting
It's
better.
instant equity.
Not for buyers.
Yeah.
Bro, sell your house right now, bro.
Nah, I wouldn't.
That's
like,
right. I said cash out refi right now, bro.
Yeah, right now. Why not?
Sounds like instant equity to me.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
Okay, we'll continue.
All right, so
Nah, we should stop right here.
all right. This is
I don't
where
know
this
where
is where
we're
it
at.
gets a little juicy. This is where it gets a little juicy.
Juicy.
So
All right, we'll find out next week's episode. Nah, I'm really done.
So on next week's episode.
so when you go to purchase a property and you put in your offer, the offer gets accepted. You have what's called a purchase and sales agreement. It's your agreement in terms with the buyer and the seller for the property. Part of my contingency in the purchase and sales agreement was that the home would be free and clear of all tenants upon closing.
Why?
Because I don't want to deal with kicking them out for 2 reasons. One, I don't have it in me.
No, that's real though. I don't have it in me either. That's why I hired a property manager. Hey, got shooters on the team. Sorry, bro.
Yo,
Y'all
the way you
handle
said
it.
that, Jason, bro, like,
Right?
you said like just.
Bro,
Nah, that's real though.
Because-
That's real.
That's funny, bro.
because and I'm gonna tell you why. So like I came up on this property. First floor was, it was a really old lady, and there was I don't know the kid that was here. I don't know he was like 10 years old. I'm doing bleep bleep bleep.
Her great grandson.
No, he was going to school. What do they do that distance learning or whatever? I don't know. I just
Oh, getting his education.
yeah. But I don't know. I just felt bad. I was like,
Said wasting
"Man."
time. All right.
You know what would be better than me telling them to leave? The seller telling them to leave.
Yes, sir.
No,
facts.
But well, let me
My sick
emphasize this
grandma.
point too. Let me emphasize this point too. Like another thing about specifically buying multifamily properties is they're somewhat valued by the type of income that they're producing.
Yeah.
So typically, if you're gonna be getting like a good deal, the rents are gonna be under market value. So say for example, like if he's saying that he can get like $1,500 to $1,600 or whatever for like a 2-bed 1-bath, if you want to get a deal, the pre-existing tenants are probably not gonna be paying that.
Yeah,
To be
for
honest,
sure.
if you want to get a good deal, is what I'm saying, because you want to be able to go in there and actually add value and make sure that the units are worth those types of rents.
Definitely.
So
Jason,
that's an opportunity.
I'm about to-
there.
Jason, I'll give you $3,000 right now for your second floor.
$3,000
Oh,
a
God.
month?
$3,000 right now for your down payment for the first month rent and security deposit right now.
No.
We're keeping the same.
No.
Right now.
What?
No.
Rents
So-
are really.
so here's the
interesting.
thing.
1 year lease, bro.
But what if he was paying market rents after that? Like he's giving you first month and security deposit, and he's gonna pay market rent.
I'm talking about right after this podcast,
And
Yeah.
and you're gonna pay all the utilities?
bro. No.
Well, no, you're
I'll
technically
pay-
gonna
I'll
pay
pay
it,
some.
but you're like do you call them tenants when it's a short term rental? Your guests?
You call them guests.
Yeah, your guests are technically gonna pay it. But to you, Jason, it will look like he is paying.
Exactly.
Nah, I ain't trying to do that.
Damn,
Why, bro?
that's
See?
crazy.
See how hard it is to pitch a landlord? You see how hard it is?
He'll pay
Alright.
you $1,500 a month.
Yeah,
I'll
but
pay you $3,000 right now.
yeah, but my tenant situation now is
None.
is personal. So I don't want to.
What do you mean?
Because I have a family member living here.
No,
Oh,
you're
that's
talking
bad,
about the
that's
third
bad.
floor. He's talking about the second floor.
No, I know, but that's the thing.
Oh.
I'm not trying to. It's just.
Not trying to
prefer
what?
not. I'd prefer not to have random people coming in the house all the time. Hey,
But they're not going into.
I don't want my family member feeling, hey, now you coming here things. I was
I
trying,
know, I'll
I was trying
bleep it
to
out.
keep that out.
I'll bleep out everything.
But anyway,
I'll bleep.
I don't.
No.
I just,
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't want. I just don't want that family member
He
feeling
said if
uncomfortable.
you say no, I'm bleeping out this entire podcast. Just kidding. Go ahead.
That's just
No,
what it
the whole
comes. That's
time.
just what it comes down to. I don't want them feeling uncomfortable,
Okay.
and
valid.
I know that they would feel uncomfortable with that. So that's just what it comes down to. Because I did think about it. Donnie told me about it, and after running the numbers, it actually wouldn't work out for me, and it probably
So
wouldn't
is it
work out
just-
for you. So
Is it just because? Well, I gotta see on my side if it would work out for me. But is it just because there'd be multiple people coming in and out every week, every day?
well, here's the thing.
Because there will be a random person in there eventually.
Yeah, it's just because market rents are so high in East Providence. Even if I rented it out,
Airbnb.
Airbnb, and like it was like, so I guess like when they say if you're gonna Airbnb a property and you do rental arbitrage, factor in 20 days, or something like that.
A vacancy.
No, factor in
Nah.
you're gonna get 20 days of
Okay.
of
rent.
rent, and
I
so
guess.
average in this area was $80. Something a little less actually, and I round up to $80. So 8 times 2
Wait.
is 16. 8 times 20.
But that's
is
not including.
1600.
That's not
No,
including.
hold on.
Is that just a face value on like the site, or is that the value after taxes and cleaning fee? Because it has like it's kind of impossible for that to be without taxes and cleaning fee.
Yeah, that was just face value.
And you got to take into account too, like dynamic pricing, like it can change, or unless those were the summer prices,
I don't know.
because like that.
I
That's
was
what I'm
also
saying,
gonna
like-
say. I
What
was
you
also
saying?
gonna say. Keep in mind, you would still be getting market rent though during that time period. So if
Exactly,
it doesn't
yeah.
work out, you're still
doesn't
getting the
matter for
rents that
you.
you would have been getting regardless. And it's his responsibility to have
With-
the unit cleaned out.
With a
After.
like new property every time.
So if it doesn't work out, then like I don't like. I mean, in my mind, from the knowledge I have available to me right now, I don't think that you would actually be losing out on anything, Jason. In my opinion, because if it didn't work out, then you would just get your long-term tenants in there. But either way, you're still getting the long-term tenant money. regardless
Either
of whether-
way, I would be living here, so I would just do it myself.
All right, bro, do it.
All
then.
right,
All
this
right,
this
that's
is what we'll
fine.
do. This is what we'll
That's
do. This is
fine.
what we'll do.
But
Me and Jason will switch next time. He's gonna buy a property where I'm at. I'm gonna buy a property where he's at, and I'll let you try to buy property.
All right, word. Nah, but see, like that's like the type of stuff that I go through when I'm trying to pitch these landlords. But nah, continue your thing.
Yeah.
Continue.
This is
so
mastermind talk, bro. If y'all were here on Wednesdays, if y'all wanted to come through, you would be there
Facts.
for conversations like that when Joe actually decides to show up. But it's cool.
Oh.
Whatever, go ahead,
Yo,
Jay.
that's crazy. I've only been gone. I've been gone for 2 weeks, acting like I've been dead. Like I haven't been going
Bro,
consistently
that's
for the
14
past
whole
like
days, bro.
4 months.
It's a long
This-
time. You know what? You know how much I can come up in 14 days?
Facts. How much? A good
A lot.
K.
A lot.
Yeah.
all right, so
All right.
let's keep this thing going. Your boy's hungry. Anyway, so
So what are we at right? Oh yeah. The
So
lease, the
purchase
agreement,
and
the
sales agreement. It was a contingency that it would be free and clear of all tenants upon closing. Well, after the 9th extension, I decided that I was going to drive by the property 2 days before closing, like just about anyone would do because they're excited. They're buying their first property. So I rolled through, and all these people are still here. I'm like, damn, you'd think with 9 extensions that they would be out by now. Like, they had to find a place. So I call my realtor.
Well, maybe they were just having a party. A little get-together.
both
They had
floors.
some guests over. Not Airbnb guests.
Granny
but-
was out here.
Yeah, but yeah. No,
Yo.
good. Continue though, Jay. Continue.
Hi. So I called my realtor, and they were like, yeah, that's weird. Let me check into that. So come to find out, the seller never signed the first purchase and sales agreement. So they said that they never agreed to those terms, and that if those were my terms, they wouldn't have accepted my offer. So all they ever did was sign the extensions. So that sucked. But
that's literally insane.
It's
If you know
That's what I'm
anything about
saying.
like real estate contracts, like how did you not sign? the
yeah,
purchase and sales
that was
agreement?
to get overlooked.
How?
That was crazy.
So how did you know what my offer was?
Right?
How did you know what I offered you on the property?
$3, bro.
Right?
Here's what's even crazier: the sellers. So because it was a business venture between two realtors.
Bro.
Dude, that's what's even crazier. 3 realtors were in this deal, and not one of
None of
them
them see.
knew to look at the purchase and sales agreement.
They got too
it was-
comfortable.
It was definitely just crazy. But anyway, so there's, I basically had 2 options. Because they never signed it, I could have backed out the deal. But at this point, I'm definitely not going to do that because I've gone through migraines on migraines, bro. So
Hey, no such thing as sunk cost.
yeah. But so I knew that this was still a deal that I wanted, especially since at the time the comps were
It's still rented out for $4,000 and you're buying it for $350.
and the comps at that time in January, February, they were $375. So no matter what, I'm gaining equity in the property instantly. So
Must be nice.
yeah, it was nice. So I
Don't blame
decided
Brian.
to obviously
Proceed.
proceed. What I did ask was that the seller tell the tenants that it was in my intention to renovate the property so
To tell them to scram.
to get the fuck out of my house. So wait,
That's what it really comes down to.
I want to bring it back. I want to bring it back really quick.
Bring
So-
it back.
So when I said that there's reasons why I wanted as a contingency to have the seller have it free and clear. One is I said that I didn't have it in me. 2 was because the seller and the tenants already have a relationship. So when they come to them and tell them, hey, listen, I'm selling the house, you have to leave. They're going to be like, okay, either screw you or, okay, I get it, you're selling the house. So
They didn't get it.
they,
They did not get it. They did not get one thing.
But either way,
except getting kicked out.
yeah. Either way, the point I'm making here is they have a relationship. Whereas if I'm going to go in there and tell them to get out, they're going to hate me. And it's gonna cause tension and issues. So it's just, no matter what, it's best to just have them already out. So now let me fast forward back to where I was. I asked if the seller could just inform the tenants living there that it was in my intentions on closing, after closing, to renovate the properties and that they should look for other housing. They didn't do that. They didn't agree to it, which is just wild.
And what were they
bro.
paying in rents?
First floor was paying $800
Golly, bro.
$800 with
And you said it rents
electricity.
for like 16 probably?
Yeah, with electricity included. And the
That's
second
Crazy.
floor was
With
paying
electricity, too, that's
$850.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, $850 for the second floor?
$850,
Okay.
nothing included. So it was way below market rents. But the units, they weren't nice. Like, I could have never rented them for market rent. You're even close to it. Anyway, so that's why I wanted them to tell them to get out. But I had to deliver them the GTFO notice. And that did not go well. That did not go well. There was a lot of threats and, threats to get sued. And obviously, I know that they can't do that. They can't sue me because I'm telling them to get out of my house. And these individuals, they were on month-to-month leases. It wasn't like I was terminating their lease. at the end of every month, their lease is over. So I rightfully, or any landlord rightfully, can tell the individual family that they have to go. So they were delivered.
Beat it.
Yeah, serious. No, but for real, that, and you know what? I would love to have a whole fucking a whole rant about month-to-month leases, bro.
Yeah.
You sign a month-to-month lease, month to month. You need to know that, bro. As a tenant,
Well, all right.
you need to understand.
So I'll say this
that.
too, and we can edit this part out. But I was actually asking Frank from Lion about the thing, because I was saying to you guys in the other group chat, I was like, nah, like property managers typically only do annual leases. But I was asking Frank, and he was like, nah, actually we do month to month. We do 3 months. Like it's really whatever. You know what I mean? But he said it's really up to like whether or not they think that it's actually a quality tenant or not. Because if it's a quality tenant, they're trying to lock them up for as long as possible.
For sure.
But if not, then they're willing to actually do month to month, which that's just dope on my hands. But also, with the month, because I got a copy of the leases, I guess with the month to month, sometimes, at least for the people at my property, or the property that I might be closing on, we'll see how it actually goes down. I don't even know at this point. Like, until I have the keys in my hand, I don't believe it. But they had it set up where they're not actually signing month to month. Basically, like, it's saying that it renews every single month, but, like, if you want to discontinue it, then you just have to give, like, a 30-day notice. Or I think it might even have actually been, like, a 15-day notice on these particular leases. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so that was interesting, because
I just want to say that at 7 o'clock I got to bounce.
All right.
I didn't realize how late it actually was.
No, that's fun. See, this is what I'm saying. These conversations just go. Yeah. But no, let's keep talking then.
All right. So anyway, the month.
Dang, well, hold up. But what was Noah saying?
Oh.
Did you want to finish up what you were saying?
We'll edit that.
Okay.
But I was just saying about the month to month thing, because I was under the impression that they signed it too, and that's why property managers wouldn't do it. But I guess they actually don't. So I can just ask them, yo, keep everyone on month to month for now.
Yeah. So I guess just edit the part out about my wanting to rant about month to month, because I'm not going to continue with that. Anyway.
I'm not editing anything out.
So.
I'm messing. Okay.
Matt was like, yo, he does not edit anything out there. Bro. He told me that on Wednesday. I was like, great. Go ahead.
So like I said, there was a lot of threats. You know.
Wait, were there threats against like your harm, bodily? Yeah.
No.
I'm going to violate your body.
No, there was nothing like that. I wish there was. I damn.
And you know what the funny thing was? Because I was there at the property, a lot of times too, and it's like they would not be disrespectful at all. Like when Jayson was actually there, but anytime they were talking to the person that you're using as your property manager, they would be like down to talk crazy, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, it was wild. But anyway, so came down to the first floor tenants actually did move out after they were served their notice.
Yes, sir.
The second floor, they were winners, bro. They were winners.
Like winner, chicken dinner?
They had many felonies. And they seemed. I'm gonna keep it that. I'm gonna keep it at that.
That's it.
They were crackheads, bro. Like, let's say it.
Yeah, you definitely can say they were crackheads.
Bro.
They were.
They did a lot of drugs.
Noah said it, not me.
Yes, sir.
But anyway,
I'll take the blame.
So
bro, you think they listen to this podcast, bro? You know,
I hope they do.
If I'm
pull up on me. What's up?
Either way, if I'm house hacking, I don't want them there. A lot of people.
Yeah, you wouldn't want crackheads.
A lot of people in like when I was talking to other investors, a lot of them are like, "Why would you want to kick them out? Just increase their rent, blah blah blah." I'm like, "No, I don't want them here. If I increase their rent, they might agree and pay it." And even to this day, when I talk to some investors, they say that, and I just don't understand why they don't understand. But anyway, it is what it is. I ended up having to serve them the eviction papers, and it was a whole thing, a whole process the whole time. They were just awful people, and they smoked in the house, and I didn't want them smoking in the house for obvious reasons.
They smoked crack in the house,
and cigarettes, but. You know, that shit, I'm sorry, but that shit stink, bro. I don't want to smell that. I don't smoke.
Yeah, I don't want to smoke crack either, bro. That's crazy. It's not good for my lungs, bro.
Crack is whack.
Thanks.
But anyway, so it was a very, very interesting time. I know like couple funny stories here was so I installed cameras in the property, like in the common areas, which was legal for me to do. Always talk to an attorney before you do some wild. So I was able to, see what they were doing in there. Some of the stories, man, but
what were they doing, bro?
dude, just the stuff they would say, it was just absurd. Like the way they thought about life was just wild. All they did was fight 24/7, dude. It would be like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they would just be screaming at each other. They lived there. It was two older guys. They were like in their like late 30s, and they lived there with their mom. But you could just imagine.
Wait, nah, hold on, Joe. Why were you smiling about that?
That's tough, bro. Because I'm just thinking, like, dang, I'm trying to retire.
You said that's
at
about
30,
to be you?
So. Nah, I'm trying to retire at 30, so I don't know.
And they were living there. One guy was living on a dude. I shit you not. It had to have been like a baby mattress on the floor in the living room. Can you imagine?
I feel kind of bad, no lie.
No,
A
but they
crib?
did that. I
He had a
don't.
crib?
I don't feel bad
Bro, he
because
did not have a
did that
crib.
to
You say, yo,
himself,
you
bro.
say, yo, come through to my crib, bro.
Like, literally. Like, no, this is not my house, bro. Like, I have a crib on the floor that I stay in. Let me pull it down so you can get in. I'll play it. I'm sorry, go ahead. This man has 12 minutes left.
So, yeah, I know, like, they started getting pissed, and their retaliation was to continue to smoke in the house. And I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So what I did was...
Wait, so you said that their retaliation was to continue killing themselves faster. Good job, guys. That's how you get back at me.
Listen, kill so fast, dude.
So, basically, what I had done was I went in there, and all the windows in the common area, I screwed them open. So they could not close the windows to air it out. Dude, these guys flipped out. That was one of the funniest videos that I have. Is them
Wait, so they couldn't close the window or they couldn't open it?
And keep in mind, like, the months that this were, like, the seasons.
Yeah.
Or the season.
So it was like late. No, I would say it was like a little bit before spring started. When did they get? So they left in the beginning of April, but I screwed the windows open at the end of March, and it was cold still. It was cold. So they had to deal with that. It's their fault. I told you not to smoke in my house. It's my house. They just thought they had so many rights, and they really like didn't understand the concept of it's my house, bro. Get out. And
you said you didn't want them to have freedom like LeBron?
Can we not talk about LeBron James?
Edit that out, please.
Now leave that in there.
No, but they didn't hear the beginning part, so I don't want that in there. Please edit that out.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
So I do want to mention at least that. So the reason that I let's say this.
The reason that you screwed the windows open.
So part of like why I didn't feel bad doing the things that I did to them.
Because you're a psychopath.
One, because I'm a psycho. No, but because like they weren't following my wishes. They were not difficult.
Meeting your demands.
Yeah. I told them they can't smoke in the house,
yes.
but they could smoke outside on the porch. And I even bought like a the smoking things you put your cigarette. Yeah, but like the outdoor ones. I put money into that so that way they could at least feel comfortable out there smoking. They said nah, and
they said they felt more comfortable smoking in their unit. That they're not paying rent for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, I didn't even mention
I was
that.
gonna
That's
ask
the
about
funny
that.
thing.
I didn't even mention that.
I was gonna ask you about that.
After I served them their eviction notice, they stopped paying rent. Well, either way, they didn't pay me the first month's rent anyway, so they weren't paying rent, and they were thinking that they owned this house and that they could do whatever they wanted to do. Mind you, I wasn't able to move into the property yet because they were heads, and I wasn't living there smelling cigarettes like that in my own home, and I didn't want to feel uncomfortable like that. So that was
you can't
one
get that
thing.
secondhand, bro. What?
And
It's not good for you.
again, to throw it back, they were screaming at each other.
Hold up.
They were
What you doing, man?
screaming at each other at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yo, Joel, chill out.
I'm not dealing with that. Hell no. I'm not dealing with
Yeah.
none of that bullshit. So I wasn't living there. 1, they weren't paying rent. 2, and I wasn't able to rent out the 3rd floor unit, which I finished while they were still there because I didn't want my tenants to have to deal with that nonsense. So I was extra losing money. But that's some things you got to deal with. Like, if you're an investor, it's going to happen. At least one time, it's going to happen. But as long as you take the right steps, it's not that much of an issue. Okay, you miss out on a couple months of rent, and you have to pay a lawyer to deal with just the things that you have to do. But the end game in this, man, it's so worth it. It's so worth it.
Think about this, right? Like, you're buying, you only put like $2,500 down on this property. It's worth, well, I don't know what it's worth. It's worth a lot of money. But you bought it for $350,000.
Yeah, so it's worth
$400,000.
$400,000.
But let's say you bought it for $350. So going forward, like once you get, because you ended up getting them out, obviously. Once you update it and everything, and you got the 3rd floor tenant, like they're paying down the entire mortgage for you.
Yeah, there's multiple
what I mean?
ways to make money in real estate when it comes to an investment property. 1, you're getting rent. That's cash flow every month. 2, you have tax deductions now. So things that you buy for the property, sometimes yourself, you can
Plus just the depreciation
you can deduct
on certain
the
aspects of the
taxes.
property.
I just wanted to make it. I didn't want it to make it in a sense to bring it back to them, like things that, like, you know, they like. So like, for instance, if you're an investor and you need an SUV because you need to be able to transport large items, flooring, whatnot, to the house, you can deduct the expense of the vehicle. You can deduct your gas. So I want to bring it back to those ways that you actually make money or save money. So rent.
Yeah, because even just living for free or living for cheaper, that's already kind of like you making money versus you like renting out a place.
Yeah.
Plus the loan pay down, plus the
That's
the
what I'm
tax
getting
benefits.
at. That's what I was
It's
getting
like,
at. The loan
You're
pay
just,
down.
I don't know. House hacking is just a wave. I feel like.
Facts.
It is such a wave.
Facts. So you got
And again, like
rent,
your property man. Dang. All right, you know what? Speak now. Speak.
rent, tax deductions, and equity bill. So so instead of you paying rent and paying down someone else's mortgage, you're having other people pay you rent to pay down your mortgage. So you're making money because in 30 years from now, after your mortgage is paid off, which you paid $0 for because you house hacked correctly, you're going to have...
Or even if you had to pay a couple months yourself at the
Yeah.
beginning, whatever.
You're going to
is what it is.
have a house paid off completely. We don't know what the value will be because it's going to be 30 years from now. But think of it as...
But it's most likely, it's an appreciating asset, so it's probably going to be worth more than it is
yeah.
today.
So you're
30 years from now.
technically making money over a 30-year span by having someone else pay down your mortgage. So I wish I could explain that a lot better.
Let me explain it. Let me take a crack at it.
But-
like
No,
even
just
just the
explain
fact,
it.
all right, because you might think, for whatever reason, like, all right, cool, like I'm breaking even, so I'm not really making money. But even if you're breaking even, they're still paying down your mortgage, bro. Like your net worth is still increasing because like you're building equity. Because equity is essentially like what you own versus what you owe. You know what I mean? So if every single month they're paying down your loan, your net worth is increasing by a significant amount every single month, bro. Like, keep that in mind. So, because I know some of y'all, like, because I was kind of feeling away too. I'm like, well, I'm already living for free right now. But it's like, yeah, but people are not paying down, like, my own loan for me right now.
So
So
imagine,
that's kind of the difference.
Imagine living in your mom's basement for 30 years, and then she kicks you out. You're on the street and you have nothing. You lived for free for 30 years, but you have nothing to show for it. Imagine house hacking for 30 years and having someone pay your mortgage and live for free. At the end of 30 years, you have a house that's worth $1 million. So yes, you lived for free for 30 years, but doing it the proper way and owning investment property, you will have $1 million asset at the end of that 30 years instead of living in your mom's basement.
You could sell the property. You could take equity out to invest in businesses or more property or stocks or crypto or whatever you choose to invest in.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like, there's just a lot of power there.
Yeah.
So.
And the point isn't to wait for 30 years. Like, no one's waiting for 30 years to get the $1 million that their house is going to be valued at the end of that.
Absolutely.
It's just so we move out, get the cash flow, move on to the next one.
Big fact.
Yes,
Like, at the end of 30 years, bro, my kids can deal with that.
757.
Maybe, if I have them.
657.
657.
He said he has 3 minutes to go off.
All right, whoa. Jason,
Wait. Was that everything he wanted to say?
I don't think so.
No, I gotta ask him. You gotta ask him one question, bro. I gotta ask him one question. If you could go back and do it differently, what would you do?
If I could go back
With the house hack,
and do
specifically.
it differently,
Mm-hmm.
knowing the people that I know now, because I don't think that I could say that, but
If you knew what you knew now,
everything that I know
and
now,
went back, every single thing you knew, every person you knew, you know now.
well, I would, no matter what, I definitely would have a different lender, and I would have a different realtor.
Yes, sir.
Would I definitely
You go
have
with
a
Joey?
different realtor? I don't think I would have a different realtor. I don't. I liked my realtor. I guess I would just make sure that it was signed. That's what it comes down to. But I think that.
But they said that they wouldn't have accepted it, so you wouldn't have
That's
got
what I was
that
thinking.
property
Oh, that's
for
true.
$350.
That's true.
That's
So
what
I guess
That's
it
the
just all
thing.
worked out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So if I had,
I don't think I would do anything over.
If
Except maybe the part of like how you went about kicking them out, maybe in terms of I think at one point you were like, oh, I might have to redo like the eviction process because maybe like you didn't have all the names or whatever it was.
Yeah, but it ended up working out. So if I could go back,
But just to make it quicker, I'm saying.
Yeah, to make it quick.
Like getting them out quicker.
Well, I didn't have to actually evict them, so
Go to the
it
eviction,
didn't really matter.
That's true.
But
I forgot.
if I could go back and do it differently again, I would obviously work with a different lender. I guess I would.
It's a tough question, right?
It's a tough question, but I would.
It doesn't have to be anything.
No. I would definitely knowing that. So it's really hard because of the purchase and sales agreement. So let's say I went back and I know what I know now, and they accepted my offer, and I didn't have the contingency of them getting free and clear. Like that's what they said. No, we're not going to do that. And I said, okay, whatever. Then keep them there. I would somehow communicate with the people in the house, saying, hey, listen, this is the intention of the new buyer of the house. That is technically illegal to do. But I guess it comes down to how you actually say it to the people. And it doesn't matter because it's all hypothetical and I didn't do it. But I think that...
And we're putting this in all of cyberspace right now.
Yeah, I think that... But I think that it would be, no matter what, it's the right thing to do. I wish that I would... Like, if this was the circumstances, I would have done it. Because it was a headache for me, but it was also a headache for them. You know, they were getting kicked out of the place that they were living in for years. So it is what it is. But
so where are you at right now today with the house hack or your house hack?
So right now, I'm living in the first floor. It's fully updated, and I have the third floor rented out, which is also fully updated. The second floor is not complete yet. I'm going through a possible career transition within the same company. So I have allocated a lot more time to that and taking the courses necessary than I even expected, because this was something that I didn't plan for. So that's that. Also, just like unexpected life comes up, and you got to do what you got to do. So the second floor is not rented out yet. I obviously wanted to have it rented out at this point, but it's not. It is what it is. But
okay. Awesome. Well, thank you, Jayson, for joining us on the podcast. Thank you, Noah, as usual.
Hey, bro.
Audience, yeah, I know you tried.
And don't remember, guys, if we get 10 likes, Joel is dropping a track to respond to Lil Baby.
A track? I thought he was just calling him out.
Yeah, I know why I'm dropping a
No.
track.
I'm saying he's dropping bars.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try to adjust. I don't know why it has to be me. Like, you can't hop in. Like, you're telling me.
I mean,
like,
I can do a little ghostwriting for you, but I don't. Me and Baby, we're already kind of cool, so it's like I don't really want to.
You said hop in? You said hop in? I thought
tapping.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy. I didn't even coin that.
Dang, you don't even want to say tap in anymore now. He got you shook.
Wow, he said hop in. But yeah, question for the audience. All right, what is your biggest fear with house hacking? Why is it that you're reluctant to join in? Let us know in the comments. Yeah, why are you acting scary? Let us know.
We didn't even talk about vetting tenants.
We'll talk about it when you're going through it. We'll have
through the process. Yeah.
Because if your answer is the scariest thing is tenants, bro, just vet your tenants properly. That's it. You'll never have to deal with any issues. But anyway.
Bro, property management company. That's it.
Back to you, Joel.
All right, awesome. So we will see you on the next week's episode of the podcast. Thank you again, Jayson, for coming through. That's it.
Later.
Let's tap out.
Tap out.
No, we saying tap in, bro. We not going to be shook. You know
Let's
what I mean?
tap out. All right?
I ain't tapping out.